and swell his sail with thine own powerful breath, that he may bless this bay with his tall ship, make love's quick pants in Desdemona's arms, and give renewed fire to our extincted spirits, and bring all Cyprus comfort. Oh, behold, the riches of the ship is come on shore. You men of Cyprus, let her have your knees. Hail to thee, lady, and the grace of heaven. Before, behind thee, and on every hand, and will thee round.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What tidings can you tell me of my lord?
He has not yet arrived, nor know I aught but that he is well and will be shortly here.
Oh, but I fear. How lost you company?
The great contention of the sea and sky has parted our fellowship.
A sail! A sail!
But hark, the sail!
The greetings from the citadel. This likewise is a friend.
Go see for the news. Good ancient one, welcome. Welcome, mistress. Let it not go your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my breeding that gives me this bold show of courtesy.
Sir, would she give you so much of her lips as of her tongue she often bestows to me? Have enough.
Alas, she has no speech.
A little too much. Mary, I grant your ladyship that she puts her tongue a little in her heart and chides with thinking.
You have little cause to say so.
Come on. Come on! You are pictures out of doors, wild cats in your kitchens, bells in your parlors, sage in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your housewifery, and housewives in your beds.
Oh, fie upon thee, slanderer.
It is true, or some Turk. You rise to play and go to bed to work.
You shall not write my praise.
No, let me not.
What wouldst thou write of me, if thou shouldst praise me?
Oh, gentle lady, do not put me to it, for I am nothing if not critical.
Come on, Essay. There's one. Gone to the harbor?
I met him.
I'm not merry, but I do beguile. The thing I am by seeming otherwise. Come, how wouldst thou praise me?
I'm about it, but indeed my invention comes from my pate, as birdlime does from fries. It comes, plucks out brains and all. But my muse labors, unless she is delivered. If she be fair and wise, fairness and wit. The one's for use, the other useth it.
Well praised. How if she be black and witty?
If she be black, and there to have a wit, she'll find a white that shall her blackness fit.
Worse and worse. How if fair and foolish?
She never was so foolish that was fair, for even her folly helped her to an error.
Oh, heavy ignorance! Thou praisest the worst best. But what praise couldst thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed? One that in the authority of merit did justly put on the vouch of very malice itself.
She that was ever fair and ever proud, had tongue at will, but was never loud. Never lacked gold, and yet never went gay. Fled from her wish, and yet said, now. She that, being angered, her revenge being nigh, bade her wrong stay, and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail, to change a cod's head for the singing's tail. She that could think and ne'er disclose her mind, see suitors following and not look behind. She was a white, if ever such a white were.
To do what?
To suckle fools and chronicle small beer.
Almost lame and impotent conclusion. Do not learn of him, Amelia, though he be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not the most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks home, madam. You may relish him more in the soldier than in the scholar.
Takes her by the palm. Aye, well said, whisper. With as little a web as this, will I snares great a fly as Cassio. I smile upon your view. I will jive thee in that own courtship. If such tricks as these strip you out of your lieutenantry, it had been better you not kissed your 3 fingers so oft, which you're most apt to play the sir in. Very good, well kissed, excellent courtesy. Yet again, your fingers to your lips? Well, they were clasp your pipes for your sake. The Moor, I know his trumpet.
'Tis truly so.
Let's meet him and receive him.
Lo, where he comes.
My fair warrior,
My dear Othello.
it brings me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. If after every tempest come such calms, may the winds blow till they awaken death. If it were now to die, now to be most happy. For I fear my soul hath a content so absolute, that not another comfort like to this succeeds an unknown fruit.
The heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase as our days do grow.
Amen to that, sweet powers. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And this, the greatest discords be, that ere our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs and make this music as honest as I am.
Come, let us to the castle. News, friends, our oars are done. The Turks are drowned. How does my old acquaintance of the isle? Honey, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them, O my sweet. I prattle out of fashion, and I dote in mine own comforts. I prithee, good Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Bring thou the master of the citadel. He is a good one, and his worthiness does challenge much respect. Come, Desdemona, once more shall we be welcomed in Cyprus.
Come hither. Do meet me presently at the harbor. Come hither. If thou be as valiant as they say base men being in love have then a nobility in their natures more than is native to them, let's meet. The lieutenant tonight watches in the court of guard. First, I must tell thee of this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? Why? 'Tis not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, thus hope instructed. Mark me with what violence she first loved the Moor, what for her bragging and telling her fantastical lies. Will she love him still for prating? But not thy discreet heart. Her eye must be fed, and what joy shall she have to look upon the devil? When the blood is made dull with active sport, a game must be played to inflame it, to give satiety a fresh appetite, to, loveliness and favor, sympathy and years, manners, beauties, all of which the Moor is defective. Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will begin to feel abused. She will begin to heave the gourds, disrelish, and abhor the Moor, and compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this granted as it is a most forced and unpregnant position, who stands so eminent to the degree of this fortune as Cassio does? A knave so voluble, no further constable than putting on the mere civil seeming of his acts, no for the better compass of his salt, and have no hidden youth affection? Why none? Why none? A slipper and subtle knave has an eye that can, stamp and counterfeit advantages, even when true advantage never present itself. Devilish knave. Besides, he's young, he's handsome, he has all those requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. Complete pestilent knave, and the woman hath found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. She is full of most blessed condition.
Blessed fig's end. The wine she drinks from is made from grapes. If she'd been truly blessed, she never would have loved him more in the first place. Does thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Does not mark that?
Yes, that I did, but that was but courtesy.
Lechery by this hand. An index and obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. They met so close with their lips that their breasts embraced together. Villainous thoughts, Rodrigo. When the mutuality is so martial the way hard at hand, comes in corporate conclusion. Pish. But sir, be you ruled by me. The lieutenant watches tonight in the quarter guard. For the command will lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. Find some way to provoke him, either by speaking loudly or tainting his discipline, or by whatever means you prefer, whichever the time will more favorably minister.
Well,
Sir, he is rash and very sudden in color, and haply may strike at you. Provoke him, that he may, for even out of that will I cause these of Cyprus to mutiny, and whose qualification shall come into no true taste again, but by the displanting of Cassio. By then you will have a shorter journey to your desires, by the means I shall then have to prefer them. With the impediment most profitably removed, without the which there was no expectation of our prosperity.
I will do this if you can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee. Meet me by and by at the citadel. I must fetch his necessaries ashore. Farewell.
Adieu.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him, 'tis apt, and with great credit. The more, howbeit I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now I love her too, not out of lust, but though peradventure I stand accounted for his greatest sin, partly led to die at my revenge. For that I suspect the Moor hath leapt into my seat. The thought whereof doth gnaws my inwards, and nothing shall or can content my soul until I'm even with him wife for wife, or failing so, that I put the Moor into a jealousy so strong that not even judgment can cure. Which to do? This trash which I have brought from Venice, whom I trace for his quick hunting, stand the putting on. Have Michael Cassio at the hip, abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, for I fear Michael Cassio in my nightcap too. Make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me for making him egregiously an ass, and for practicing upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confused. And Avery's plain face remain hidden till used.